Hello, I'm Andreas, the Brettspiel dude, and this is Kagoun by André Razafimboula. It's a small card game, but as far as I'm concerned, it might just as well have been a big box board game. Well, it's a small, colorful card game, it's a bit complex, and I'm here today to show you the rules of this small gem. Well, I'm going to do this at my table, so it's best if you just follow me. Let's get going, come on. Brettspiel dude. Kagoun is a competitive card game for 2 to 4 players, and the goal is to collect Kagouns, which are some kind of gems, I suppose, and to get to 10 points at the end of the round. But you only get to win if you shout Kagoun at the start of the round, otherwise the game continues until someone gets it right. For the start of the game, randomly select someone to be the first player, it's me in this case, and then just deal 3 cards to every player in the game, and then deal 3 cards openly in the middle of the table. And how many cards will you deal? It's 3, because we are 3 players. At 4 players you will deal 4 cards. The rest of the cards is a draw pile, and then you get to start with the first round. In a round, every player will perform 1 action chosen from 4 available actions, and then in the first phase we'll just call out the action. What do I want to do? In the second phase we will then perform those actions. Those actions are: I get to capture a card from the middle, I get to steal a card from an opponent, I get to consolidate one of my pairs that I have in front of me, or I can just discard cards and draw some new cards to get a new hand if my cards are that bad, really. Let's start with a capture action, which is, together with a steal action, one of the more complicated things in the game. So it will take some time to introduce it to you properly. Now, in the first phase of the round, we all announce our actions. I could just say, I want to capture this card by placing a card from my hand in front of one of the cards in the middle. Now, the other players may do the same or a different action. Maybe he will announce that he's going to discard some cards, and he announces that he wants to capture this card too, which will create some sort of a mini duel. Now, in a regular case where there's no opponent, I will just flip up my card and will try to match those symbols that are seen on the cards. Now, every Kagoun card has some big Kagoun symbols in the middle and some smaller ones on the sides. I think it is meant to be if you're looking through goggles, and this is what you see. Now, the goal is to match the small symbols with the big symbols that are seen on the card that I'm placing on top, like this. So you see red and green doesn't match red and red, so this wouldn't work. If I flip it this way, now I do have green and red, so this would work. I could try to have matched it this way or this way, but those don't work either. So in a regular case where there's no opponent trying to capture this card too, this is just mine, and I will take this card, this pair, to my existing pairs, and that's it. Now, my opponent has also announced that he wants to capture this card. So let's just compare values, shall we? I do have a 4 and a 1, which makes a 5. Now, my opponent needs to exceed this number, and I think he's going to do it this way. Blue and red matches blue and red, and he does have a 9. So this is his pair, and my attack card gets just discarded. Now, there are 2 special cases. One is we do have a tie in numbers, and the starting player always wins those ties. In case he doesn't participate, it's the player who's seated next or closest to the starting player. And the other thing is, if you manage to get a perfect pair, so both the letters and numbers are the same, then nothing gets to beat this perfect pair, and you just get it. There are just 2 cards of every combination in this deck, so this is the perfect thing you can achieve. Now, stealing is the next action. It works quite similar to capturing, but with 1 or 2 small differences. To announce you want to steal a pair from an opponent, you need to place a card in front of it, as usual with capturing. You can try to steal those pairs, or you could try to steal a card from his assembly line, which I will talk about later. But you can only target the cards at the border, at the outer ends of the assembly line, not the cards in the middle. So let's just say I want to steal this pair. I'm placing 1 card in front of it, and my opponent gets to defend for free. So in addition to whatever action he or she did, he can just lay face down a card in front of this pair, and he must do so, even if the card doesn't really fit or matches in this case, it's just discarded. So I'm trying to match this card, and I could do it this way. We're always placing the card down on this pair so that just one symbol line of the pair is about to be seen. So in this case, it's again red and green matches green and red. So I would win this pair with a number of 5. So my opponent could try to match it in a different way, like this perhaps. Now he has red, green and yellow, red, green and yellow, and his number would be 8, so he has defended it successfully. Now, if I had won it, I would just have discarded the bottom card and taken this pair to me. If my opponent would have won, I would have discarded my attack card as usual, and he or she would have just discarded the bottom card too, and this would be now the new pair. At the end of the round, regardless of what action anyone did, we will just refill our cards from the deck to get 3 cards in the hand, which is our maximum hand size, and we will just refill the river to be 3 cards again in a 3-player game. Well, that's 2 of the 4 possible actions. The third action is just discard cards and draw. I can discard my 3 cards or just 2 of them and just refill up from the deck. That's everything I'm going to do in this round. And the fourth action is consolidate, which means I do have some pairs in front of me and I will try to form a line from them. And for that, I will just try to puzzle some pairs in front of me. Now, the maximum number of pairs you can have in front of you is 3. You will try to avoid any instance where you would get another one, because then you would have to discard one, and that's not good because you have worked very hard for those already. In any case, now it's the time to consolidate, and to do it you just have to announce the consolidate action in the announce actions phase. So when other players will try to steal or capture, you will just say I will consolidate. And to do that, you will have to join 2 halves of incomplete Kagoun symbols on the sides of the cards so that they will match each other, like this. So this will get us another green Kagoun symbol. So to consolidate, I will just choose 2 pairs. I've chosen these 2. I will discard the cards which are on the lower side, and then I will just match these 2. And this is the beginning of my row. Now this will get longer and longer as the game will progress, because in my next consolidate action I will have the opportunity to add to my new row. So any pair I have in front of me can maybe add it, like this perhaps, so that I can get another symbol in my row for free. And this is the way where you get points. This is the only way to get points in this game, because every symbol now in your row gets you points, 1 point each. In the case where you do have more than one of one color, like here in green, you will get 2 points each. So I already have 2 points, 4 points, 5 and 6. If you manage to get all colors of Kagouns there, you get 2 bonus points. And yeah, that's it. If you get 10 points or more at the end of the round and you shout a Kagoun at the start of the round, you will now be declared the winner, unless someone also has shouted Kagoun and now has more points than you. Let's just do this scoring example perhaps. Now we have 2 of the blue icons each and 2 of the green icons each, which are 2, 4, 6, 8 points, 9, 10, plus the 2 for getting all the colors, which is 12 points. Now I may have won the game. Now there's one more thing about assembly lines I would like to talk to you about. If another player tries to steal a card from you and you defend successfully, like this, by placing a card on top of it. No, this is wrong. Let's do it this way. This is right. Now you've broken the assembly line because the symbols on the new card might not match the old assembly line. Now you can instantly and for free try to rearrange this assembly line so that it matches again. So you could do it like this and just discard the bottom card. Or in our case, we would also have been able to assemble it like this. It's your choice. Now there's also some small symbols, action symbols on the top of some cards, and you will activate them if you have captured a pair like this and you do have one of those symbols in the section of the small Kagoun symbols that matches the big Kagoun symbols. Now, it's just 4 of those icons. This is a D, which stands for defense. This helps you defend your row because other players may try to attack your row and try to steal from it. They can only attack the cards on the end of the row, not the cards in the middle, but any card with a D cannot just be stolen. Now this symbol allows you to steal a card from anyone's hand, adding it to your own. This card allows you to draw 2 cards and then discard down to your maximum hand size of 3. And this card allows you to do another action in your turn so that you get to do 2 actions instead of 1. Now that is the whole game. You will try to expand your row where you collect your Kagouns, and then you will try to shout Kagoun if you think you have won. But if you fail and other people may have stolen your cards so that you do not meet the winning condition of having 10 or more points, then you are out of the game, which is somewhat sinister. Anyway, this is the game. If you do have any more rules questions, please post them in the comment section below. I will try to answer them as well as I can, and if I cannot, I will try to drag the author of the game here to answer them for you. In any case, thanks for watching this video about Kagoun, and see you soon. Bye.